Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I'm so excited today to be talking about the books that are coming out in this third quarter of 2026 that I'm really looking forward to. I have 10 books here to share with you that are coming out in July, August, and September. I'm really excited about these ones. I'm hoping to get to some of them in July, August, and September. I do have some of them on my NetGalley that I've been approved for, so hopefully I can get to some of them right when they first come out. And I even have one pre-order in here, and I very rarely pre-order a book, but I did because it comes out on my birthday, so we'll talk about that one first. But these are books that I am anticipating that are coming out in July, August, and September. First off, like I said, I'm going to start with the one that I pre-ordered, and it's a Freya Sampson book. I really enjoy Freya Sampson. I have currently read her to zero. I've read everything that she has come out with, and really hoping to get to this one right away. Her new book coming out on July 7th is Most Ardently Yours. In this book, we follow a young woman named Zoe who is kind of down on her luck, having a hard time with life. And she, like many others, has fictional boyfriend of Mr. Darcy. She absolutely loves Mr. Darcy. So she's in this old bookshop one time with a grumpy bookseller who doesn't want to sell any romance books, but she finds Pride and Prejudice in there and she buys it. And when she gets home, she realizes it's a special copy of Pride and Prejudice because Mr. Darcy jumps up out of the pages and comes to life, if you will. She has to come to terms with what she really wants for her own happy ending. What does a happy ending mean for her? Is it truly Mr. Darcy, this ideal that she had in her mind, or is it maybe this grumpy bookseller? I don't know. Freya Sampson is just so good at quirky characters and a heartwarming, heartfelt story. So I'm really looking forward to reading Most Ardently Yours. Totally different vibes for the second book coming out on July 7th. We have a book by Shea Ernshaw called Habits of the Sea. This one is a little bit more fantastical and atmospheric and haunting, not necessarily the feel-good vibes that Most Ardently Yours will have. We follow a woman who rediscovers an island that she had stumbled upon when she was a child. It's not an island that's on any kind of a map or anything, but she comes back across this island again. And when she gets back to this island, she discovers that the man that she met when she was a kid is still there, and apparently he has not aged at all. I don't know what the storyline is going to be. I've read another book by Shea Ernshaw and I did really enjoy it, so I'm hopeful that this one is fun too. It's described as atmospheric and haunting, an original work of folklore with a masterful modern touch is how it's been described. So we'll see if I agree with that or not, but I'm curious enough to want to read it. The final book for July that I'm looking forward to is by Kelly Rimmer, and it is The Story Keeper. And sorry if I keep looking to the side. I do have my computer here where I am reading what I wrote about each of these books. The Story Keeper comes out on July 21st, and we have a dual timeline, and we follow a novelist, Fiona, who moves to her family estate to restore it, this big ramshackle house now, and she finds a book there in the library that was her uncle's, I believe. It eerily reflects her own life. The lines of fiction and reality begin to blur for Fiona, so there's a bit of a mystery, family secrets, a book within a book, all things that sound really good to me. So far we've had a romance, a fantasy, and a historical fiction. The Story Keeper is historical fiction. I don't think I said that. Now moving into August, we're going back to another romance. This one is by Poppy Alexander, and it's How to Find Romance in a Bookshop. Of course this one stood out to me, right? I've heard a lot about grumpy sunshine trope. This one is a grumpy trope, which just makes me laugh. It's a small town, slow burn romance between an author who went off grid after a huge success and is having a struggle coming up with his second book or writing a second book. But did something happen to cause that or not? Is it just writer's block? Then we also have a literary agent who had a typo or a blunder in a social media post and it went viral. And so she's kind of come to this small town to hide for a little while. So we have this author and this literary agent, and of course there's going to be sparks flying between the two of them. They develop a friendship with each other because they're both struggling in their careers at the moment, and eventually that friendship will develop into more. So it sounds like a lovely bookish romance that I am totally here for. On August 25th, we have The Silent Appeal by Janice Hallett. This is an author that I've read before and currently have read her to zero. This new book, The Silent Appeal, is a sequel to The Appeal and The Christmas Appeal. We're going back to the Fairway Players, this community theater group of people. We're going to have some new characters showing their faces. Some people won't be there. Janice Hallett's books are all told in mixed media format, so texting and letters letters and emails, and this one is going to be the same. We follow the same two lawyers who are on the case, just as they were in the first book. There's some kind of mystery that happens with the Faraway players, and they're putting on a play of Agatha Christie's. I don't remember which one it is, but something happens on opening night. We don't even really know what happens at this point, and neither do the lawyers. So in reading all through the documents, we're kind of in the same shoes as the lawyers, discovering things along the way, just like them. I'm excited to read another Janice Hallett. I have really enjoyed most of her books. I did DNF one of them, but I've really enjoyed the rest of hers. The last 5 are all books coming out in September. The first of them is yet another author that I would like to read to zero, Sarah Addison Allen. I have currently read everything except her 2 short stories, but I am super excited for her new one called Paper Ghosts. This comes out on September 1st. And it is part ghost story, part love story, part family drama. It's going to be a dual timeline novel where we follow a grandmother and her granddaughter, and there's a bit of magical realism in there. I don't need to really know more than that. I really love Sarah Addison Allen, and I find her magical realism to be very charming and sweet. And I'm hoping for that with Paper Ghosts as well. This one does feel like it's going to be a little bit more like Other Birds, which I thought was different from some of her other books. But I really did like Other Birds, so I'm okay with that. So we'll see what I think about Paper Ghosts. On September 8th, we have another historical fiction, this one by Ariel Lahan. It's called The Pirate Queen. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. I haven't read everything Ariel Lahan has written, but everything I have read, I've really enjoyed. In particular, The Frozen River, which is the most recent release before this one, I believe. But in this book, The Pirate Queen, we're going to be in 16th century Ireland. And the book is inspired by the life of Grace O'Malley. Grace O'Malley was a woman that was born to royalty. She was born in a royal family, but she wants to live at sea. And when she was young, she was fostered out. And while living with this other family, she fell in love with a commoner, which is a no-go. When she comes of age, she is forced to marry a brutal warrior. And the story kind of goes on from there. So I'm assuming she's going to go back to sea, become a bit of a pirate, because the title of the book is The Pirate Queen, and I think it sounds so good. I have 2 books for September 15th. The first of them is a retelling of Sense and Sensibility set in Ming Dynasty China. It's called Silk and Sensibility, and it's by Mengzi Sealy. I took the description of this one from either NetGalley or Goodreads. I can't remember, but they're pretty much the same. It says 2 sisters with conflicting attitudes on passion and restraint must each choose between the traditions that bind their hearts and pursuing the love that could save them. I do love the story of Sense and Sensibility and the Dashwood sisters, and I'm looking forward to this one set in China. I think that'll provide a really different take on things, but I'm hopeful to see some Easter eggs or similarities with the original work by Jane Austen. We'll see. Also on September 15th, we have Exit Party by Emily St. John Mandel, who wrote Station 11 that I absolutely loved. And this has similar vibes to me. I did not read other books by her, like The Glass Hotel, I think was another one by her that I did not read, but I'm really intrigued by this one. It's a literary fiction or sci-fi a little bit too, maybe. We're in Los Angeles in a future Los Angeles, 2031. Here's the description. The first spring after the collapse of the United States, peacekeeping troops withdraw from the city. The jacaranda trees blossom and the curfew is finally lifted. Ari Walker and her roommate pass the gauntlet of bomb-sniffing dogs. What? The shanty towns and the Red Cross tents as they walk across Silver Lake to a party. All right. The mood is ecstatic inside the apartment. People are drinking and dancing, and a woman wears a silver dress pleated like tinfoil, and then a shift. A bewildered twin, an uncanny doppelganger, stumbles through the crowd and out into the night, and Kareem, the party's host, vanishes into thin air. Oh, what? What is this even about? I don't understand. I'm super curious. This is definitely not the type of book that I read that much anymore. Any kind of dystopian, futuristic book is just not my jam these days. But this last book is also a dystopian, but it's middle grade by Lois Lowry, and it's Building 903. This definitely gives me The Giver vibes. It's set in a future where books have been outlawed and imagination is feared. When 14-year-old Tessa's twin brother Theo mysteriously disappears, she discovers a hidden world of stories and sets out to uncover the truth about both her brother and her society. So those last two are futuristic, sci-fi dystopian type of books. And the Lois Lowry one comes out on September 29th. It sounds good. Both of them sound very good to me. We'll see. We'll see what I think. I'm not sure, but I'm going to give them a try. But there you go. There are 10 books coming out. In the last few years, I have tried to get around 10 books, but often so many books are coming out that I make the list longer. I think 15 is the most, 16. But I'm glad that this is a group of 10. I feel like it's a doable number. Let me try to read them all. That would be amazing because these books sound amazing. And 3 of the authors, Sarah Addison Allen, Janice Hallett, and Freya Sampson, are all Read to Zero authors for me. And honestly, Ariel Lahan might join that list soon as well because I do really love her books. So maybe 4 Read to Zero authors. I would love to hear if you have a book that you know is coming out in July, August, or September that you already know about, that you're excited about. Share it with me down below. Of course, there are so many more books that are coming out that I am not mentioning here, but we have some historical, some sci-fi, some magical realism, some romance, some mystery. We have a little bit of everything on this list. So hopefully 1 or 2 of these books stand out to you. Let me know if they did down in the comments below. I love chatting with you down there. And if you've made it to the end, but you're not feeling chatty, can you leave that emoji with the guy with the magnifying glass? Because I had to do some scouring to find out what books were coming out in the next few months. Let me know that you watched this video. I really appreciate you being here and spending a few minutes of your day with me. And I hope these books sound good to you as they do to me. I'll talk to you in another video very soon. Bye.